And now we return to the tunnel where Nell's own father has leveled a gun at her on Danger North.
Dad?
Get your hands up, boy.
What's your dad doing here?
I don't know.
Nellie, I am really sorry about this.
What are you doing, Dad?
Long story, no time. Just know I'm sorry
For what?
for this.
Dad? No! Dean!
Go! Go!
Nellie!
You're shot!
Just in the shoulder. Go!
Nellie, stop!
Through this door.
My God, Dean, you're bleeding. What is wrong with him?
It didn't hit anything vital. Help me move this filing cabinet.
Blocking them won't stop them for long.
How do you know?
They had some huge guys on their side.
Come on.
We have to get that shoulder looked at.
It's fine.
You keep saying that, but it really isn't.
It doesn't matter. We need to get out of here first. First aid second.
What?
I mean, you know, never mind. Just come on. Oh, thank the maker. It's still here.
What, the motor pool?
How did you know it's called that?
Giant sign on the wall.
Oh yeah, touche.
But there's no way out except through this channel out to the lake. And I don't see any boats.
You're right. Wait,
What?
look out there. About 20 yards from the exit, there's ice already.
But that's December ice. There's no way we could even walk on it.
We won't need to walk on it if... Yeah! The keys are in the snowmobile.
You want to take a sled across 20 yards of open water and then onto ice that can't possibly hold us?
Well, if we get going fast enough, it won't need to hold us. We'll hydroplane the whole way. As far as taking the snowmobile onto open water, we know that works, right? The time last spring with your cousin?
That wasn't last spring, it was 5 years ago. My cousin's insane. He has like 4 sleds at the bottom of the lake.
This can work.
No, it can't.
We don't have another choice.
How about giving up and getting you medical attention?
We're over here.
I don't think we'll get a chance to surrender.
Well... fine! But I'm driving that thing. You're hopeless.
There's a second snowmobile.
I repeat, you're hopeless. 5 years ago with my cousin, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Here, start that thing up.
What are you doing?
Pushing the second sled into the lake. With no boats and no other sleds here, no one can follow us.
Ingenious. But do you think the ice will take our weight with both of us on one snowmobile?
Now he starts worrying about it. Come on!
We're barely moving.
But we're moving.
We gotta go faster.
We gotta get to the ice first, Dean. I've got the throttle wide open as it is.
We made it.
Not yet, we haven't. Hold on!
See? I told you. Skimming right over the top.
Just remember who's driving.
Hey, where are you going? There's open water that way.
Open water's our friend. We don't leave tracks behind, and besides, I have an idea where to go. You know, that would go a lot better if I took care of it for you.
I'll treat it.
How can you treat your own bullet wound?
So you're an expert on bullet wounds now? Ow!
Oh, you'd be surprised. The life of a northern girl.
Just stay over there. You've done enough. Whose cabin is this anyway?
My Uncle Bob's. He lives in the cities and only comes up to fish in the summer. He's a little better at maintenance than the rest of the family, so I figured the wood stove would be in decent shape.
Good thing, too. I got soaked on that snowmobile. Hypothermia could have set in.
Sled.
What?
They're called sleds. I don't know. Hearing you say snowmobile every time is getting on my nerves.
They are actually called snowmobiles, you know.
Not up here, they're not. Not by the locals.
Yeah, well, some of us aren't local.
You want to talk about that?
Talk about what?
About exactly how unlocal you are?
Not really.
Dean, I think we've been through enough over the past couple of hours to garner a little trust, right? Where are you from?
Ohio.
You already told me that was a cover story.
Well, where do you think I'm from?
I don't know. But what happened to you back in your apartment is still freaking me out.
What did I do back in the apartment?
Stared off into space at the same time strange noises came over your phone. It was eerie.
Well, sorry.
And then there's the fact that I can't help you with that bullet wound.
I told you I got it.
In fact, you don't even want me over on that side of the cabin, do you? Close enough to see anything.
I don't want you seeing me this way.
Why? Because of the blood?
Well, yeah.
I feel dressed deer, Dean. I'm not gonna faint at the sight of a little blood.
Just stay over there. Please?
You're not gonna be able to hide it, you know.
Hide what?
You're using up a lot of tissues. One of them dropped on the floor. I can see it from here. It's blue.
What do you mean?
Everything on the tissue is blue. Your blood, it's blue.
That's antiseptic.
Antiseptic at Uncle Bob's cabin is called whiskey. Come on, Dean. Where are you from?
Do you want me to get out a chart?
No, I guess not. This is tough enough to wrap my head around.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I dragged you into the middle of this. And after all that, it didn't even mean anything.
What do you mean?
I'm referring to the other somewhat bigger problem that we've got. Both of our dads, back there in the tunnels.
Oh, yeah. That.
Did you expect to see...
No. I did not expect to see my father. But I did not expect him to shoot you either.
That was a surprise. All right, let's think about this.
Okay.
Our dads were both in that tunnel, armed guards all around.
Wait, back up a second.
What?
Let's go back to the beginning. You called me this morning. Why?
Oh, I hadn't seen my dad in 24 hours. He wasn't at the hospital. They hadn't seen him since last night. I got nervous.
So you called me?
The most resourceful person I know.
Okay, so you called me. I arrive, you have your little trance freak-out thing. We get shot at. Why did you chase after the shooter, by the way?
I wanted to see who he was.
Okay, well, next time, don't run towards the guns. Important safety tip.
Got it.
So next, we go into the tunnels, get chased by monsters, which were... what again?
Guard dogs, basically.
From where?
Someplace else.
Right. And that brings us to your dad abandoning you and my dad shooting you.
He didn't abandon me.
Maybe he had to?
He wouldn't have. They forced him to get into the car.
You know, it really didn't look that way.
Trust me, it was. It had to be. What about your dad? Kind of looked like he was working with those guards.
Yeah, I know it did. Let's focus on the guards for a second. Who are they?
What do you mean?
The tunnels beneath the old mill, they're condemned and abandoned. But they had the place nicely fixed up. Lights were working, doors and hallways had a fresh coat of paint. The guards all looked neat and clean in their new uniforms. It was a regular Bond villain lair.
Yeah, I guess. What's your point?
Well, I don't recall hearing anything about the undermill being sold, much less to a Bond villain.
Well, you were out of town for a couple of years.
I think my dad would have mentioned it, especially since he appears to be working for them.
Point.
Dean, we're getting to those questions again.
I know.
What the hell is going on?
You asked about the guards.
Yes?
They're kind of like a peacekeeping detachment. They make sure everything runs smoothly.
Runs smoothly for whom exactly?
Look, I know I keep holding out on you,
Uh-huh.
and I really shouldn't, but we're getting to the point where if I tell you more, it's going to be dangerous for you.
My own father's pointing guns at me. I think we passed dangerous a ways back.
He was pointing it at me.
I was standing right there. Point is, when you take into account all the present circumstances, I think there's only one conclusion. All we really have is each other, so come clean.
I can't.
Fine, then I will. You and your father are aliens sent to this planet as spies, or something like that. Only you're on the outs with the powers that be, so now your father is in custody and they're chasing you, too. Probably to kick you off the planet. How am I doing?
What about your dad?
Still working on that. Part-time job, maybe?
Don't joke.
Not much else I can do, considering the lack of info. Dean, whatever it is you can tell me. I'll keep secrets. I'll do whatever you want, but whatever's happening, we are in it deep now. We have to stick together.
I I don't think you can help me.
Well, we won't know until we try. But I can't even try to help you unless I know what's going on.
Can I offer an alternative idea?
Sure.
Help me get patched up. We sled back to shore and hike back to your car. Then we just take off.
What about your father?
Unless something's drastically changed, he will find me. He'd want me to stay as far away from the tunnels as possible.
Do we want him finding us?
Yes.
But Dean, he left and I...
Yes. He will find me. He has to.
All right. But only because you said it.
Said what?
Just a second ago. You called them sleds.
Well, if I'd have known it's that easy...
Quiet. Hush. Do you hear that?
Maybe it's just a bunch of campers?
With the ice this thin? No way. Crap!
What?
The fire! They probably found us because of the smoke. I didn't even think.
What do we do?
Here, just step to the window and peek out. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe it's a park ranger or something?
Okay. Oh no!
What the hell?
They said them!
What are those things?
Does your Uncle Bob keep any guns?
What?
In the cabin. Are there any weapons in the cabin?
There are... What are those things? They look like giant apes.
That's basically what they are.
But they're driving snowmobiles.
Sleds.
And they've clearly got rifles strapped to their backs.
Which is why we need a rifle too. Do you have one?
Why do we need a rifle?
Because the Simeone are hunters. You only send them on dead or alive missions.
The who?
The Simeone. Them. The 7-foot-tall bipedal apes.
Do you hear yourself? You're describing... They can't be.
Go ahead and say it. There are Sasquatches on snowmobiles outside.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nell, focus. We're going to need a gun if we have a chance.
Right. Check the closet.
Right. What are you going to do?
Check these dressers for shells. You never keep the shells and the rifle in the same place.
Okay. Where's the gun safe?
Hey, it is. Besides... Aha!
I can't find anything.
These are shotgun shells. Look for a shotgun.
I still can't. Where is it?
You're looking in boxes? It's a shotgun, Dean. It's not going to be in a shoebox.
Well, I didn't know.
Here. Top shelf. Right there.
I'm sorry, I didn't take gun safety.
Clearly. All right, what are we doing here?
We need to get to the sled and get away.
Great plan, Eisenhower. That takes care of everything, but how?
Fine. How many are there?
4, I think.
Wait, I only see 3 out there now.
I could have sworn I saw 4.
Yeah, I thought so too. Unless... Crap! One of them's in the house.
Oh my gosh. What is that smell?
Hide!
Freeze!
What are you doing?
Element of surprise. We have a gun.
So does he.
That's an interesting sound. What is he saying?
Totally sure, but I think it's put down your weapon and I won't kill you?
Yeah, well, tell him he can put down his weapon.
I think he understands now.
Okay, so this then.
You shot him!
Come on, run!
He's blocking the door.
Get down!
And apparently you only wounded him.
Jeez, how many pellets will this thing take before it goes down?
I think you hit him, though.
It's kind of hard to miss.
He's weakened. We can get by him with one more shot.
Great. Give me the shells.
What?
The shells. It's a double-barrel shotgun. I've shot twice. I need more shells.
Well, I don't have them.
What? You were in charge of the shells.
You never told me
I
that.
can't do everything, Dean. I can't handle the gun and carry the... Never mind.
What are you doing?
Stand back.
What was that?
My Uncle Bob's antique lantern. He's gonna kill me
Why did you do that?
because it's full of kerosene.
Nell,
Yes, Dean?
there's a flaming Sasquatch on the lawn.
I see that. Yes. Hopefully it distracts his buddies long enough for us to make a getaway. Come on!
I think we lost them.
No, we didn't. They're back there.
What? How do you know?
Eyes in the back of my head. There are 2 of them.
You think they're angry about us setting their friend on fire?
You're the expert on these things. What do you think?
I think we'll be lucky if they don't tear our arms from our sockets.
Well then, I guess we'd better not get caught.
What are you doing? Are you slowing down?
Yes,
They'll catch us.
that's the idea.
What?
What do you weigh? 120? 130?
142? Why?
Between the two of us, plus the sled, we're probably under 600 pounds, whereas those things have to weigh 800 or 900 fully loaded.
So the ice...
This ice will never hold them. That's the last one, right?
I think so. Why is he stopping?
Because he figured out the ice won't hold him.
Unless he goes really fast. Here he comes!
Did the ice hold him?
Yeah! He's still up!
We can go the main channel.
We gotta get to shore.
What?
Stick to the plan. Get to shore, hike back to your car.
With that thing chasing us?
Here! This cove! Pull him there!
This spot?
There's a beach just around this bend. We can get up on shore and get away.
Dean, I'm not sure how to...
Please! Just do this!
Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I thought you said there was a beach. Those are 10-foot cliffs. We're trapped.
Okay. Good news is, there's only one of them.
Well, the only way out is right past him. Darn it, I wish we had that gun.
Wouldn't make any difference.
Why not?
Because that flying saucer is hovering just behind the Bigfoot there.
I suppose I should not be surprised. What do we do?
Get off the snowmobile very slowly. I have an idea.
This can't be happening.
It is. Wait a minute.
What do they want? What can we do? This is a 10-foot cliff behind us. We can't... We need to surrender, Dean. We need to surrender. Damn it. If only I'd kept that gun, we could... Dean?
Up here.
How did you get on top of the cliff?
Never mind. I can give you a hand up. Come on.
That's a 10-foot leap. I can't...
Just reach up your hand. I'll reach down.
There's still like 4 feet between us. We have to... What? How'd I get up here?
No time. Come on.
Dean.
We have to hurry. That ship takes a while to get going in this specific gravity. We need to get hidden.
Where?
Just come on. It's up here. All right. Let me see if I can remember this.
Remember what? It's a boulder.
Give me a second.
Dean, we have to get moving. They're right behind us.
Just a moment.
What are you doing?
Looking for the switch.
What?
Come on. The door only stays open for 10 seconds.
That door looks like a hologram.
No, the door is real. The rest of the boulder is a hologram. Come on. So, you hungry?
I just saw a flying saucer and a Sasquatch on a snowmobile, yet this is what freaks me out.
What, the blind?
Is that what this place is called?
Yeah. Dad and I always called it the blind. Like a duck blind. But you could call it the safe house, the down low, whatever. You hungry?
The down low?
Not that anyone actually calls it that.
Not since the 90s, anyway.
Cookie?
Fully stocked pantry, water supply if that tank is any indication. That door that's ajar here. As I guessed, composting toilet.
All the comforts of home.
If home is a fallout bunker.
You're not far from the truth. You sure you don't want a cookie?
Of course I want a cookie. Give me those. So let me guess. This was you and your dad's hidey hole?
Yep.
So you two were planning to hide at some point?
It was a contingency we considered. There are actually 2 more of these around the area.
Are we safe in here? I mean, those things and their flying saucer buddies are going to be crawling all over the woods soon.
We're safe. They don't know about the blinds.
Well, what about our footprints in the snow outside?
Dad put this here for a reason. Heavy trees, not a lot of snow on the ground.
Okay. So we wait out the search. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Is that a coffee maker I see?
Of course.
Good, because you're going to make a pot, and then we're going to sit down and have a long talk.
I'm not going to avoid this anymore, am I?
No, Cookie, you're not. They're getting close.
Don't worry. They can't find us.
You sound awfully sure.
I am. Dad built this place right.
You really worry about him, don't you?
Sort of.
That's a weird response.
No, it's not that. It's...
Dean, just tell me. We're friends, right? I mean, whoever or whatever you are, we are really friends, right?
Why wouldn't we be?
After the last 24 hours, I don't trust my judgment about anything. This could all be a simulation for all I know.
No, it couldn't.
Why are you so sure?
Simulations are crazy expensive, and they don't work. Most of them look like 1990s VR.
Well, I'll defer to your expertise in that area. Start with you.
Start with me, what?
Start explaining things with an explanation of you. I asked if you really loved your dad, and you hedged a bit. Why? Kind of a weird reaction considering all we've done to get to him.
Because my feelings about my father are... selfish.
Okay.
Okay. I'm really doing this. Nellie, the first thing you need to know about me is that I'm not really 24. I look 24 to your eyes, but I'm not. I'm actually 7.
I'm sorry, did you say 7?
Yes.
As in years old?
Yes.
Well, you're very mature for your age.
Don't joke.
I don't know what else to say. You'll understand once you get through kindergarten.
I'm being serious.
Okay. Okay.
My people, my species, I guess, have a very long pupal stage. We hatch after about 5 years, looking more or less like I do right now.
So you're like insects?
That would be close, but not exactly. Life developed differently on my planet.
Okay.
And for the first 8 years after hatching, it's really, really important that we stay close to the parent of our same gender. Daughters hang out with mothers and sons with dads.
So you don't see your mom?
Oh, no, of course I do. We live in family units like you do, but the relationship between the parent of the same gender is really important. There's actually genetic triggers that happen. It's all gross hormone and chemical stuff, but the gist is I gotta stay close to my dad or
Or what?
I'll never grow up. I'll never, I guess, pass what you'd call puberty and be able to have kids of my own.
Seriously?
There's more, and it's worse. Back home, people who don't go through the change don't have many options. You're barred from the best schools, which means you can't get a decent job, and since there's no reason to get married, most of them end up living alone or in these little hive groups. But renters don't want to rent to groups like that, so, you know, it's the slums, mostly.
That's terrible.
Can't vote, either.
What?
Relax. The government isn't very important back home. It's mostly for show. The collectives run everything, and they're closer to what you'd call a corporation.
So, if we don't get you back together with your dad, your life's over?
It's not that cut and dried, but yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the honesty, I guess. So why don't you tell me what's going on out there?
What do you mean?
Well, everything. I mean, Dean, your species reproduction is fascinating and everything, but I'm a little more interested in the flying saucers and Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose in for a penny at this point.
Well, if that means you're finally going to talk to me.
I am. And I'm sorry I didn't before now. You see why I was reluctant, right?
You didn't trust me?
I thought you might not believe me.
Really?
Well, that and the whole I could be put to death for blabbing thing.
I promise I won't tell.
So you're not FBI?
I'm not FBI. Promise.
Okay. Well, as you've probably figured out, the Undermill is a whole complex for people visiting your planet. Your government doesn't know about it, or they've been bought off, maybe. And no one in town knows either. Thing is, there's more than one kind of visitor.
The Sasquatches.
Right. They're actually from the same world as the Plejarians. I didn't see any of those in the tunnels, though.
Who are the Plejarians?
I don't suppose you read any UFO books, do you?
You could try me. I had an ex-boyfriend who was really into it.
They're sometimes called the Nordics, or the Tall Whites. They were some of the first into this dimension, though. I don't know how much influence they have now.
Wait, dimension? So you're not from outer space?
No, I'm from outer space. Just not your outer space.
Okay, let's put a pin in that and move on.
Anyway, I guess the first thing you need to understand is our whole situation isn't like the movies. There isn't one race of aliens coming to explore Earth or conquer Earth or whatever. There's many races, and they all have different priorities.
You mean like the Federation of Planets?
No, gosh, no. You ever wondered why I like Star Trek so much?
Not really. A lot of people like Star Trek.
Yeah, but knowing what you know now, do you wonder why I love it?
Reminds you of home?
Complete opposite. I wish home was like Star Trek. I wish something like the Federation could exist. Instead, it's, well, you know how politics go in this country, right?
Of course.
It's exactly the same everywhere. It's like, I'd say the human condition, but it's not just humans we're talking about. Everyone's got their own thing. Every group is in for itself.
You mean it's...
Petty. All about power and resources, which is the same thing as being about money. One race wants to study an emerging culture like Earth. Another race wants to exploit it. A third wants this planet as a military base because they're constantly warring with a fourth group who want it for the same reason.
Except you all worked together to build that base in the Undermill, right?
I don't think you'd call it working together. Every inch of those tunnels was debated and argued over. There were lawsuits, there were charges of corruption. Even now that the Undermill is being used, everyone is still supposed to keep to his designated area under penalty of expulsion.
What are you?
Oh, right. I haven't told you that, have I? We are called the Cleed.
The Cleed. Doesn't sound too offensive.
We try not to be. Mostly we're just traders. Our own world is plenty sufficient for us, so we don't need to conquer anyone. Dad works for a mining firm that's interested in expanding operations here. He's supposed to send back reports every month.
I thought your dad was a doctor.
That's his cover. He studied for years for that job. He actually enjoys the medicine more than the mining now.
Wait, haven't you been here for like 6 years?
That sounds about right.
That's a lot of reports.
He's given different assignments almost every month. Look into this, look into that. He's gone to Brazil, Madagascar, everywhere. He only brought me along because he had to. My age and everything.
So what was going to happen if he found something the mining company wanted?
Oh, he already has.
Come again?
That's already happened. The company set up several operations on Earth already.
Wait, are you saying there's aliens running mining companies here on Earth?
Sure, have been for years.
But doesn't the government know? Does the army?
Of course not. Why would we tell them?
But you're aliens working on Earth.
They're very discreet.
Dean?
Nellie, what did you think is involved in setting up a company? You file for a business license, you rent an office, hire employees. It's all very easy. No one asks whether you're an alien or not.
I don't know. It's going to take me a minute to get a handle on this.
Sorry, didn't think that little detail would blow your mind.
Yeah, that's all right. We have bigger problems than my blown mind anyway.
Meaning?
Your dad. From what you say, he's been doing his job, keeping his nose clean, working with all these other aliens with no problems for 6 years. Now all of a sudden something changed.
Oh. Yeah.
Any idea what?
Not without talking to him.
What if you couldn't talk to him?
You mean, what if he was out of the picture?
Yeah.
Then, I'd have bigger problems than what happened to Dad.
Okay then. Well, I guess we have to go back.
What? You mean to the Undermill?
Do you have a better idea?
Well, no. I guess I don't.
You think we're safe here for a few more hours, right?
Longer, if need be.
Okay, well, let's get some sleep. Give Bigfoot out there a chance to give up looking for us and decide what to do in the morning, okay?
Okay. Nell?
Yeah?
Thanks. For not freaking out.
Oh, I'm freaking out. Just very, very quietly. Well?
No one. I don't think, anyway.
You know, it's pretty disappointing to me that you don't have a tricorder or something that can just scan the area.
I could bring in satellite photos to scan the area.
You could?
Sure, except I don't have cell service here. Dad went with the wrong company. They only have like 2 towers in the whole county.
This is so disappointing.
You're being silly. Come on.
I don't see any tracks, sled or otherwise. It's been snowing for a few hours now, so they're probably all covered up.
That's good. Right?
Well, I would like to know where they are and make sure they didn't leave a lookout behind to search for us.
They didn't.
How do you know?
I'm not that important. I mean, they'll arrest me on sight, of course, because they don't want me telling anybody about the undermill.
Like you did me?
Yeah. Well, okay. Point is, they have other work to do. They can't risk being seen out in the open just to find one cleat.
We could take the authorities back to the undermill and show them.
Well, if we could get an entire army to descend on the place, that might work. But that'll never happen. We'd go to the sheriff or the park rangers, and they'd send one guy to check things out, and the Draconians can fool one guy.
Well, they didn't deal with us very well.
Right, because you were with me. Someone who knows the tunnels and the blind.
Fine. Point taken.
That was the cove, right?
Yep. There aren't too many coves with cliffs like this one.
Then where's our snowmobile? A sled.
Did you really expect them to leave it for us? I mean, we did steal it, after all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the undermill is about 2 miles that way, but we'd have to cross the open ice for about 100 yards to get there.
Is that a problem?
The snow is the problem. It's only December, and there's a lot of thin ice out there. You can usually tell it's thin by sight, but with everything covered by fresh powder, we won't know what we're stepping on.
Oh. Options?
Got one of them flying saucers?
Left it in my other pants.
Shame. Okay, let's head down the shore a ways. There's a narrow channel up ahead that's usually pretty solid, ice-wise.
Usually?
You got a better idea? Hey, wait!
What is it?
Yesterday, at the cliff, you managed to jump up like 10 feet, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It was this.
What is it?
Kind of an anti-grav device. Sort of gives you a little boost if you need to get vertical.
Will it work to cover horizontal distances? Like that channel?
Maybe. I don't know. It's only really good for 1 or 2 jumps, and then it needs charging, and I didn't charge it last night.
Why not?
It uses the same charger as my phone, and I charged that instead.
The same charger... Dean, I gotta tell you, I am very disappointed in alien technology so far.
What? You want us to have special charging equipment that only works in our own facilities? Not very practical, Nell.
Come on. If we can get across the channel, we'll get you a USB adapter for your laser gun.
Our guns use bullets. Way more cost-effective.
Of course, yeah, bullets.
Okay, that did not sound good.
Quiet.
What is it?
I need to concentrate.
On what?
On the ice, stupid.
What do you mean, concentrate on the ice?
We have to be very careful to step in only the right places or we will fall through.
And why do you need silence for that?
Because... Shut up, that's why.
Well, as long as we're being reasonable.
Okay. Move to the right a little bit. I think that's better.
Hey, it feels a lot more solid here.
I think you're right. Try a step over... Oh god.
Hold perfectly still. I don't think the ice is safe under you.
Thanks for the tip.
All right. What do we do?
We're nearly halfway. We just need to keep going.
Okay. I'm going to go back into this footprint of mine. That's safe, right?
Should be, yeah.
Okay. Moving slowly.
Dean! Try not to thrash. Hold on.
I can't swim.
Just hold on.
Don't come near me. You'll fall in too.
I'll lay flat and reach out. Now reach out your hand.
I can't.
Just reach out.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Dean?
I'm sorry.
Dean! Dean? Where'd he go? Ah!
Nell!
What happened? Dean?
Over here.
Dean, what the hell?
Nellie, look.
Hello, Nell.
He came back for us. My dad came back for us.
Dean, quiet down. We have to get moving.
Sure, yeah. Come on, Nell.
Wait, you left us back there.
We don't have time to talk about that right now, Nell. There are people after us. And Dean, he's soaking wet. We need to get him into some dry clothes.
So what, just go back to the blind?
You told her about the blind?
I've told her everything. There's no use trying to keep secrets from her now.
You're going to be the death of me, boy.
I'm just so glad to see you.
But I have some questions.
We need to get moving now.
Why did you abandon us? Why did you abandon him?
I did not, I swear.
Back in the undermill, you looked right at us, then got in a car and rode away.
You have to understand there was nothing I could have done at that moment. I was surrounded by the Draconian Elite Guard. If I'd so much as taken a step towards you, we would have all ended up dead. I went with them because I was already planning an escape, but I couldn't get away then, not with all those guards around.
So you just left us to deal with it, right?
You made it, didn't you?
Not before Dean was shot.
What? Are you okay? Where are you hurt?
It's all right. It was just a shoulder wound. Bullet passed right through, and I got it patched up.
Well, all the more reason to get moving. I need to take a proper look at that wound.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think we're going anywhere.
Dad, wait a minute. Nellie, we can't stay out in the open. We need to get back to the blind.
You don't think it's a little suspicious that they couldn't find us last night and suddenly your dad shows up out of the blue?
I don't understand.
It could be a trap. He could be working with them.
Nell.
It's fine. No, we're going back to the blind.
I don't think so.
Dad?
Just stay there, Dean. It's okay.
Where did you get that gun?
I took it from one of the guards. It doesn't matter.
But it is very convenient, him having a gun.
No, I don't have time to argue. Our lives are at stake, you understand? I won't hesitate to use this.
Dean, come over here.
You know I can't do that.
Then at least let me go. I promise I won't tell anyone about what I've seen.
No, now come on. We need to get back to the blind.
That's not happening. Not with you. You're gonna have to shoot me.
Nellie!
Which is it, John? Either I walk away or you shoot me. Which?
If I may, I'd like to offer a third alternative.
What?
The gun. You're gonna lower it now.
Who are you?
I'm with all of them. Which, given the fact that we now outgun you 7-1, suggests that the logical conclusion here is you putting down that weapon. Not to mention your boy there looks like he took an unscheduled swim. We don't get him inside soon, we'll have an alien sickle on our hands, n'est-ce pas? That's fine. Cuff 'em, boys. Oh, and girl. Sorry, Lewinston.
That's all right, sir.
You three. My name is Special Agent Aaronson, FBI. And you are all under arrest.